It's All Related Podcast fam. Sonia here. This week, we are doing a rerun of one of our favorite episodes from the archives. Can't wait to see you next week. Hope you enjoy this rerun of one of our favorite apps. Sending all my love. Bye.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of It's All Related, our exciting podcast about living the intuitive life. I'm Sonia Choquette here in Paris this week, talking to my lovely daughter Sonia in New Orleans. A lot of moving pieces on the chessboard as far as our travels go, but so good that we're both landed in a place that feels like home. How are you today, honey?
I'm great. You know, yesterday was the first official day of Mardi Gras season. It's just the city starts to come alive and it just feeds my heart and my spirit so much. Yesterday, Lane and I went for a walk. And that's one of my intentions for this year. I continue to keep moving. Often my little get my gods, my angels. Anyway, we're cruising for a walk, and lo and behold, there is a whole high school marching band just practicing for their big parade day. And I just again always
happy vibrations.
Yeah, just like people, just like the creativity, the vibration.
Coming together and trying to create something beautiful for the community. That kind of stuff makes me cry. I always am embarrassed that I'm so moved by it.
No, I love that. I moved to, oh my gosh, this reminds me of being moved. My mom, when we were in London for Christmas, favorite movie growing up. What was it, Mom? What was the first movie
Poppins.
Mary
first
Poppins.
Movie I saw on my 6th birthday.
And we put it on for my nieces. Our Sophie was having a bit of a spicy time. And it was incredible to just see that love and joy and that energy just like ripple out of seeing your sweet little face, like inner child face, just watching Mary Poppins, and then to look over and see Sophie, who is also just captured by Mary Poppins. And it just so touched my heart that I was standing in the kitchen, like tearing. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then at the end, we were both crying.
So I remember that. I haven't watched Mary Poppins in years, but it totally opened my heart. And to watch it with Sophie, and it was all there. It was just like a complete heart blasting open moment. And I thought, well, this is good. This is cleansing to just go back to what's sweet and pure and uplifting. And I just felt like a real energetic reset.
It was. And what I love too, just about being intuitive, is it's like kind of, not only was Sophie feeling spicy, we were all feeling spicy. We had it was the post-holiday. Everybody's just kind of maxed and
burnt
tired
out.
of this. Yeah, like braving the crowds, happy to be together. I was leaving the next day, so that also makes energy, that transition energy kind of tumultuous. Ungrounded, that's the word. But what I see is when we just connect, and what I felt is when you connect to our heart space like that, it raises that vibration, then it ripples out. So it was, by the end of the movie, it was all of us sitting there watching this end of the movie, tears in our eyes, just absolutely
not a problem
delighted
with the world.
No. I was like, oh yeah, what was my pet, my ego barking about? Not that big of a deal.
It was really unexpected because we were all just tired and short of patience. So that just reset us all, which was good information. Just time to chill, unplug, and do something that's heart opening.
Yeah. And
it was really a surprising choice. It wasn't a planned experience.
No, not on. It's such a good tool for me when I'm in spice, whether it's head, transition, ever. The quickest way to get back to my spirit is to feed it with things that I love.
That was particularly effective because it was inner child, and even walking in the neighborhood and seeing the band. So I think that's our theme this week, is let's really focus on what are the things that open your heart and reset your nervous system. And because that's the gateway to your intuition. When your heart is open and your nervous system is calm, you get the best guidance. So I think that it really is powerful to make that kind of make a list or have a practice to know what your go-tos are to kind of to keep those channels open, to keep that
Yes.
intuitive heart space open. And that heart space, it's at first it resets your nervous system so your body feels better. I mean, we're all relaxed after that. Nobody had a problem. Everybody was laughing again and feeling good. A major transition to leaving, and you were leaving at some very
Godly hour.
unhealthy hour in the morning for sure, like 4:30.
So
And it
funny.
just made all that anticipation go away, just all that agitation, anticipation. And then just everything's okay. Just, is replaced with it's all okay. It's all going to be okay.
Yeah. I find was just, as we're talking about, of living, when we're, best way to get intuitive guidance, open heart, grounded nervous system. Because I know this. I remember I was talking to my client just the other day. I had a reading, and she kept being like, I'm not sure what is my intuition. I'm just getting so confused. And I'm like, well, she was in a moment of a lot of transition, debating whether or not she wanted to stay with her partner. And big life things. And she's like, I cannot hear my intuition. I'm like, well, first thing we have to do is first start to regulate your nervous system, because that is often where we can confuse emotions and overthinking and overwhelm for intuitive guidance. And that's where it feels like it's emergency. So the simple reset of, okay, how can I just quiet my body? And for me, honestly, Mom, I love a good old Disney movie. I love to watch old shows, books, listen to old music that brings me back to my inner child. That's just even a slower pace.
That's so funny, because this morning I'm getting ready to pack up and go back to London. So I'm kind of in that transition mode. And I wanted to have a nice day. So I put on music on Spotify from the 70s. It was really schmaltzy music. Like there was Hotel California. There was, there was just a whole bunch of songs that reminded me when I was not even a teenager.
Yeah.
I was just preteen, but getting into music.
Right.
And it put me in a good mood. And while I was getting ready, I was singing all the lyrics, and it created for a really nice morning. I did everything I needed to do without it being tasky. It was just singing along and getting grounded. And I thought, this is a good tool to share with people. I mean, I do share in the newsletter every week the playlist of music for the week. But I thought, it's 2025 really rattled our nerves, and 2026 is taken off like a rocket. So I think we should emphasize tools that ground your nervous system first and foremost, then tune into intuition, so that you can just not be reacting to all the energy around you. You can be responding to it however you choose. But when you get caught up in it, you lose all connection to your inner guidance, and you end up getting agitated, which underneath that agitation is fear.
Yeah.
So it just pulls your joy right out of your body. You can't be fearful and joyful at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And fear, what you've always taught us, and it just reminds me of just often what will, like when we're in agitated energy. I mean, I remember times just coming to you, it's like in my life, me and my mom, it's like whether it's friend issues or partners or things that I'm struggling with. The first one is a dump of emotion of like, I'm fearful, I'm this, I'm not, I can't. I feel like often fear too, we can see with our intellects that it ends up talking a lot in a lot of different scenarios. And we might not even clock it as fear. Might even clock it as fear in the moment. But you always would ask us, especially when it came to decisions, like big or small, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? And it And in that intention, often it was an energetic container to even just let ourselves empty the garbage. I'm afraid of failing my test. I'm afraid of disappointing a friend. I'm afraid of making the wrong decision. And sometimes we just even start to empty that by naming it. We can also, for me, I'm like, oh, that's not even necessarily real. That's just my head's blah, blah, blah. And then from there, I can go to my intuition and my heart space, because it's interference. It's not intuition when we're in the, in the throes.
When you're in fear. And when you empty the garbage, you get quiet. Today I was talking about being quiet as a part of, I was talking on the Good Vibes Tribe about that it really is another big practice I think we should establish for the year, is committing to at least 10 minutes a day of quiet. And that means not just music background but total quiet. I mean, if the worst case scenario, you only get in the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But like, 'cause it's hard to create quiet.
True.
It's a nice, it's one place where you can at least ideally shut the door. I guess if you have toddlers, that's going to be a bit challenging, but 10 minutes, it's not unrealistic. But I know that when I get quiet for more than a few minutes, I always get a clear intuition.
The energy
always. And it's not in your head, it's in your body. My body instantly, absolutely knows what's right. And it doesn't come through in words. It just comes in through a strong sense of what direction to go in. For example, I was contemplating taking a trip with a friend who it sounded super, super, super good. And in my mind, I'm thinking every which way I could fit this in or make it happen. And then when I sat and got quiet, I have to be careful of saying this. I thought I'd love to make this happen, but not with that friend. I thought the place sounds super interesting, but we have a different style of traveling. And so I thought, because I really didn't want to say, I thought, why am I not just saying yes? I could make this happen. And then when I got quiet, I thought, and the minute I identified, it's not that I didn't like the friend. I just know we have very different travel styles. And I would not enjoy that.
Are you ready to experience a glorious life? One in which your intuition guides you in every single decision that comes your way, and you feel the constant support and assistance of your spirit guides and your angels watching your back, opening doors, pointing you in the right direction, and keeping you out of harm's way? And how about a life where you actually succeed in creating the life you want? Well, that is all possible if you sign up for my brand new first time ever masterclass, Your Glorious Life, a 6-week life-changing transformational journey teaching you how to trust your vibes, how to listen to your guides, how to connect and make sure you create what you really want. Sign up now. The class begins October 20th, and I don't want you to miss out. The link is in the notes below.
Totally. How I think about that too, sometimes it's like when we really start to pay attention to energy, it's like musical notes. So, and with friends, it's like, does this resonate? Are we in harmony? Are we in key? And it's like the song sounded great, but when you really thought about your two individual notes, and it's like, not the vibe.
You know,
not a match.
I just knew it. In fact, she had called me later and said, you thought about the trip? And I said, well, truthfully, it's a great idea, but I think we'd be wanting two very, very different trips, because you and I joke all the time about how different we are. So I'd say, why don't we just let it sit? And she said, you might be right.
Love our differences.
I love our differences when we're not traveling. Right. But when you're traveling and you're not in your home space, you want to keep doing things the way that feels right for you. That could have been a lot of friendships end on, we're good buddies till we go on a trip together.
Absolutely. Drama.
Your survival patterns come out. And if they're real intense, you're not fun.
Oh,
And
I
so I'm
100,
glad that I said
100%.
no. And yet, but I said, I think I'll go by myself. And she said, good idea. I'll go by myself too at the same time and we can just meet for dinner. I said, that's a good
See,
idea.
love that. What a great solution. What a great solution. That's so funny. That reminds me of a cousin. Sweet, I have a cousin, Simone, who I absolutely adore, but she is a fire spirit. I mean, she is a wake up at 5 a.m., do every single different activity, all the different things. And I remember going on a trip with her and I was like, this is going to be so fun. And just like that, it was for me a nightmare because I don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. and go for a 7-mile hike. I don't want to do that. And then I don't want to go have lunch and then go to town and then do the different things and sign up for the Jeep drive and all those things that for her is so fun. And she loves it and she is into it.
Right.
And I'm thinking, please, dear goodness, my spirit needs to go home and lay in bed and read a book
Take
for
a
a
nap.
minute. Yeah.
So that's was like, just give yourself the quiet. If you're struggling with a decision, this would be a good tool or a good technique is just sit quietly, not figure it out. Just sit and breathe and just get your body quiet. And you can just sigh. That's a really good way to reset your nervous system out loud. Ah, and then breathe through the nose and then that. And then just sit, just wait. And if you don't get a guidance within that few moments of quiet, it'll show up within the day. It'll come.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to give it the quiet first for it to rise.
It's
because
the space
intuition
to
is
listen.
really, And it's two things. It's subtle. And then you have to be in the sense of awareness to listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're noisy, you can't listen. It's like trying to talk to somebody who's on the phone. They can't listen. They can't hear anything.
Right. Or like somebody who's texting at dinner, when they're like, and they're just not present with you at all. And you're like, you can't even hear me.
It. You can't even, I'm talking into a vacuum. So we have a couple tools. It's like breathe and walk but big one, be quiet.
Right. There's a whole new trend on with the youngins TikTok that I am really loving. And what they do is they'll sit on their couch, put a timer on, sometimes people for up to an hour, and they have to sit there and be bored. And I feel like we have often lost the art of boredom, which is also just listening. We don't need to go to ChatGPT. We don't need to go to the different things. Like just give your body, yourself, and your spirit a moment to even come up with the solution. That's true.
No guilt sitting.
Yes.
That's the other thing that I find with this, constant input that you have to go and do and be productive and you need to be working out. This morning I got up and after I spoke to my client in New Zealand, it was really early. It was like 7. I thought, okay, I need to do my Tai Chi. That's my new thing. So I did my Tai Chi, which I find very boring. Extremely boring.
I know. And I know Fifi is just like, I just know you so well.
I really debated while I was doing my Tai Chi whether I should turn my music on to get some energy with this going on. And I thought, no, just discipline. Just do it because it's you want to do it and discipline. And it was super boring. And then I felt guilty because I wasn't like putting out 10,000 watts. I thought, is this really a thing? Is this Tai Chi a thing? Is it doing anything?
I hear Fifi, and I know you so well. Your little fire spirit, Aries moon energy, having to move slowly through the Tai Chi. I just see it on your face right now of just
it was stressful. It was painful. I did it. I've done it now for 7 days in a row.
Great. Good job.
And I'm thinking, this is just going to calm me down. I'm just going to do it to calm me down, just to get off a high gear from the minute I open my eyes to the minute I drop into bed, which is where I usually am. So I think, if we just set a few tools, like just a few, not even tools, habits that will make good conditions for your intuition. A lot of people say, I don't know what my intuition is, but you have created no circumstance for that to rise in your
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
You need to be quiet. Walking is excellent because one of my therapist friends said you're going left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain when you walk. And it syncs the hemispheres.
Yeah.
And then you go head, heart, head, heart, head, heart. And then it syncs those two sections. And by the time you walk for 15, 20 minutes, your body's in coherence. Everything is flowing. And then you can hear the subtle energies because the outer noise, it's like the cranky car is now humming.
Totally. It's called forward ambulation. I have also a beautiful therapist, gorgeous friend, Sophie, who is teaching me about that.
Aren't we fancy? Forward ambulation into coherence.
Forward ambulation into coherence. I mean, it's so, I love it because I'm like, this is what we've been doing and teaching. And now all there's really cool words. I'm like, you want to sound smart?
Yeah. It's
not just walking, it's forward ambulation.
It's forward ambulation into coherence. It's not just walking until you chill out and relax. So whatever channel you're on, one foot in front of the other. And be quiet. Don't have headphones on. Don't be talking.
Right. And especially as you're starting to come back online, we start to excavate our intuition. I find that often for my clients and people that I work with, that they can be impatient or anxious. They're not getting it. So instead of even just taking a beat, a moment of just staying, okay, I'm connected to I'm listening, I'm available. They can pop into their headspace and be like, I'm not getting anything. And it's like, just in that same place, be patient, slow down.
And it might come tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like you put the order out. If you really want inner guidance and you remove some of the noisy interference, it'll come. I really believe that if you really want guidance, you will get it within 24 hours. You might not get it within 2 minutes, but within 24 hours, it'll become clear to you. So then I just think there's one last tool, one last question. Because we said empty the fears, name your fears, walk, but do you want it?
Exactly.
Do you want guidance? I mean, to me, I don't know, with my clients, the reason most people don't get guidance is that means their lives might have to change. They may have to change a relationship or take a deeper look at themselves or re-examine some of the choices they're making. They don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. Well, change is scary. And what I also see with my clients and with people is a lot of times the ego intellect is really critical of even sometimes the choices that we've made to get to a certain place. Like I think about, a relationship that I had in college, post-college, and it was just wasn't a fit. We'll put it that way, in the most gentle way. And I remember so clearly being in our old house and about to walk out the back door, and immediately, like a lightning bolt, it was like, this is not a relationship for you. This is not for you. This is not it. And it wasn't critical. It just came out and it resonated in my whole body. And I, was afraid of what the change would look like. I'm thinking way, way, way ahead. And then also at the time, especially Pete, my pet barking dog, my intellect, my critic, was death by a million paper cuts of trying to hold me accountable or responsible in some sort of way that was really punitive, that in some way had me double down on my choice. Well, I was like, well, then I'm not ready to make a change and all these different things. I'm going to make it better.
That's a good point. A lot of people will double down on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Part of the ego just wants to say, I don't tell me what to do, even though it's your own spirit telling you. It's not some outside force. And the other thing is you may not have a after plan. I was talking to a client today and she says, they know it's time to sell my business. I have a buyer. The price is right. I don't know why I'm stalling. because I really want to sell it. And I'm almost I'm almost turning off the buyer because I'm dragging my butt. I don't know why. And I said, because you don't have any sort of an after vision. And what you think you should have is a whole, point by point, 10-point PowerPoint, how you're going to build your next life. And the next part for you is to explore. Right. You have to just know exploring is a legitimate thing. And if you put value on exploring, that's the plan. That's the next step.
Yeah.
And she said, I can feel my body relaxing because that's what I really do want to do. I keep thinking I need a plan, but I don't really want a plan. I said, no, you want to be free of all this heavy responsibility, and you do want to explore. So by the end of it, she said, I'm ready now. I'm ready to let it go, and I'm quit dragging my butt now that I know having exploration be my plan and not feel guilty about it, and not feel like that's wasting time, and not feeling like I have to answer to anybody. I can just do what works for me. And I said, absolutely, let that be a theme for you in 26. I'm going to do what works for me.
I love. And just even to that point we were talking about earlier about having quiet, around having spaciousness, around, it's like an accomplishing in a goal of where do I want to direct my energy next? What do I want to create? What we need that same space to pay attention to the energy, to find flow of what lights us up, what it is that we want to create, what it is that we want to share. And it's not a mental faculty. Your head is not going to figure it out. It's not.
Right.
You have to feel it.
So take your barking dog for a run, then be quiet, and then just have some space and let those be your practices for this year.
And put on your playlist, put on your high vibe
playlist of some of the happiest times of your life.
Oh my, right. Just songs that light your heart space. Well, I know you are having an exciting call in 15 minutes. So I know we got to wrap.
Yes,
why don't you tell our listeners? We've been telling you, but because you've been cooking, Mom, and creating something wonderful.
Well, I just want to tell everybody, if you do want to level up and you do want to get into a more intuitive flow, I have a 3-day masterclass coming in January 20, 21, 22. It'll be 6 p.m. London, noon Central USA, kind of sorted out from there, but we'll put it in the notes below. In the show notes. And it's absolutely free, and it'll be full of guidance and full of reframing so that you can start using all of your senses more predictably and have the benefit, definitely the big benefit of that in 2026. So sign up, click the show notes, sign up for that. And we will be sending out recordings if that's not an ideal time. It's on Zoom. We'll be sending out a Zoom recording. So I really want to invite everybody to come to that. It's really exciting. And I just want to start 2026 out with some very strong skills and very strong tools to truly get to choose the year you're going to have instead of hope it works out.
Yeah, I just see right now, especially in the evolution of just your mission, of just really helping to, and I mean, this has been this all along, empowered leaders. We need this energy now more than ever. I mean, we were just chatting right before starting the podcast, and you were just talking about, choosing to have a good year. And then I'm like, that's your spirit. It's a whole way of living.
Leading your life instead of letting the world drag you along.
And it heals other people. It ripples out. It really does.
It does. So do you have anything coming up?
What do I have coming up? Nothing too exciting. I'm going to be releasing my own course later this year, but what I am just super excited about is, I'll have my live on the Vibe Tribe. I'm super excited. I think that's next week. And then also I have a few spots for mentoring, and as always reading. So that's what I've got on the docket. But most excitedly, I'm really pumped for this 3-day. I'm like, come meet us.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have time for a question of the week because mom has already got a call. She's in the mix of creating and connecting.
Do know that you can write us at It's All Related Podcast
questions at gmail.com. We absolutely love to hear from you. Share us your stories, your favorite tracks, all these things. And also, what would you love to create this year? We absolutely love to hear from you. And if you like our podcast, don't forget to hit rate, subscribe, iTunes. It means so much to us. And I just am so excited. I love you so much, Mom. And I'll see you next week.
See you next week. All my love.
Bye.